Oh, Auntie Wayne! Hi there. It's been a little while. We've had a pretty nutso couple of weeks, so now I'm back. And, well, I'm actually hiding, like, right out of frame. Tons of squalor, so things have been a bit messy. I just had a birthday, and I'm getting a lot older, and some of my friends are having kids, so I am just kind of, I guess, floating into my role as Auntie Elaine, because I definitely hear that more than my actual name. Except no kids can say the L, so it's always Auntie Elaine, which is actually pretty damn cute. But today we're going to try out that role and give some life advice, and we're gonna go look at Reddit, Am I the Asshole? Because I love this stuff, and yeah, we're gonna be judging people. Side note, I've also been called Auntie Alien because my name is apparently super difficult for kids. Also, you might hear the aircon on because it's fucking hot as balls here. It's already a tropical place, and global warming, because none of these fuckers will stop using plastic bags, I guess. And before I get into any of these stories where we talk about whether people are assholes or not, if you could just click that like button, and you want to click subscribe, because suddenly there was like this wave of people who watched my Fire Festival video for some reason. I got like 1,000 views, extra views on that video, so join the crowd. Do the first one! Am I the asshole for not downplaying my musical skills in front of my sister's in-laws? So, I realize that this is a rather petty family feud, but I want to see if I'm in the wrong. I, 25 female, have a twin sister, Emma. She's getting married and her in-laws are musicians. Emma is very academically gifted. I am not. The only thing she isn't better at than me is music. I built a career on playing the piano while she has always been struggling with it. My parents invited Emma's in-laws over for a family dinner, and we knew they would expect me to play the piano since my parents told them I'm a musician, and they said they would love to hear me when they come over. They already heard Emma play before. Emma asked me to downplay my abilities and play worse than her so she would leave a better impression. I refused for 2 reasons. 1, I believe someone's talent is not another person's shortcoming, so me doing something well will not reflect badly on her. And 2, I wasn't going to make myself look intentionally bad in front of people of my own profession. Emma was furious and said I was just getting back at her because she keeps referring to me as the dumb twin in front of people. I said she is just throwing a tantrum because for once she couldn't keep up with her better twin image. Our mom says I should have downplayed my skills because they are my sister's in-laws, not mine. But since Emma openly calls me dumb in front of my boyfriend, I don't feel like I was in the wrong for refusing, especially since I didn't badmouth her, I just refused to lie about myself. Are my mom and Emma right, and am I the asshole here? Okay, so first of all, your sister is a bitch. If she just keeps calling you a dumbass, what did she call you? If she calls you dumb in front of your boyfriend all the time, if this is the only thing that you have over her, like, I think she's just not used to it. She's just not used to being the golden child, and she's actually, I mean, honestly, it's a bit of karma if her in-laws are musicians and that's like the only talent she didn't manage to get. Your mom is not helping the situation. They're not your in-laws, but why make you feel like shit in front of other people? She also must already know that you were struggling in school and that your sister was doing great, and that you managed to find something you were good at, and why make you downplay that? Also, as a sister, wouldn't you be just thrilled that your twin had like this amazing talent that could really impress your in-laws? Just because she's good at it better than you doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. You should really just, like, wouldn't you want your in-laws to see you have a great relationship? That her possible grandchildren had an auntie that would also, you know, carry on their interests? I just don't understand. Why be so salty about this? Especially after you just call your sister dumb all the time. She's not dumb. She's just not book smart like you. She managed to find something that she enjoyed and she made a career out of it. Why would you make her look incompetent? This is actually her job, and you want her to look bad because you're too insecure to frickin', you know, deal with your in-laws? No, fuck off. Like, no, not the asshole. Not the asshole. You perform your ass off in front of your in-laws because your sister's being a twat. And maybe once she sees that her in-laws are super happy with her, like her sister, she'll like get off your back and stop being such a bitch. Okay, am I the asshole number 2? Here we go. Am I the asshole for moving out of my parents' house after they expected me to pay rent for my room? I, 18 male, just graduated and gonna be starting community college in August. Barely started doing full-time hours, but that'll change to part-time again once I start my classes. Before my 18th B-day, over a month ago, my parents started talking about how they expect me to pay rent for and then half the bills if I expect to stay there. That wasn't the problem. The issue was they were expecting me to pay $1,300 a month for my tiny ass room that I share with my little brother, not including the half of the bills they expected me to pay. Most apartments in our city are around the range, but that's for a whole ass apartment, not a single bedroom, plus sharing space with everyone else. Most of my paycheck would just be going to that then. Like I asked my parents, I don't got a problem with helping with the bills and paying for my room if they made the rent to be lower. They said that's how much they agreed on, so that's what I'd have to pay if I want to keep staying there. So I said fine and talked to one of my friends I already knew had his own place but was looking for a new roommate for the past 3 months. Ended up going with him and he added me to the lease. My own room and bathroom plus the total for rent and half my bills. It's like way less than the rent by itself that my parents expected me to pay. But the thing is, they're super mad at me for leaving. My mom ignored me when I moved out. My dad kept saying how he's so disappointed in me. For a while, they were hoping to rely on me with helping out with their mortgage payments on the house, also with the bills. So now that I've chosen to leave instead, my dad says I'm going to leave them really struggling and he can't believe I decided to be selfish instead of helping my family out. So that's sort of why I'm asking if I'm the asshole. It was super high what they expected me to pay. Literally, whole paycheck would go to just that, but also I left them to struggle when they were hoping for me to help out, so I don't know. Am I the asshole? First of all, I see no issue with you helping your parents out if they're struggling. It sounds like you've already made that clear. You don't have an issue with that either. But, like, your parents are totally taking advantage of you. When I don't think mortgages are that expensive in the United States. If you're forcing your child to pay that much, plus half of the utilities, that seems a bit out of line. Half. There's mom, dad, at least this guy, and the brother. There's 4 of you. And why is he paying half when there's 3 other people? Like, come on. At this point in his life, he's just graduated. At least in Hong Kong, I feel like the parents kind of want to support you as much as possible because, like, the more you struggle at the beginning, the less money you'll have overall in your life. Like, you won't have the ability to save anything. And if it's cheaper for him to move out on his own, isn't that great that he can make enough money to do that? Like, that shows so much individual, like, so responsible. So honestly, if you couldn't survive without your son forking out that much money for you, like, you would need to, you know, work on the finances a little bit. I think the house is a little bit too big. Maybe you should, like, sell the house, get a smaller place. Get another job. That's a lot. Like, $1,300 is what? It's like 10,000 Hong Kong dollars. If you could get an apartment in Hong Kong with that, I mean, it wouldn't be like the biggest apartment, but you'd still get an apartment. And we have the most expensive apartments in the world. Why are you getting your son to pay that? That's ridiculous. It's not being selfish. You guys are being selfish. You are tying him down because you can't figure out your own expenses. You know, that's so ridiculous. That's a lot for a kid who just graduated. If your place now with all your bills is cheaper than what they were asking for, maybe you can think about giving, like, the difference to your parents. You're not completely not, like, helping out, but they need to realize maybe, like, it's a bit restraining. What is the word? Like, it's a bit much for a newly graduated high school student. Like, I can't imagine you would be making that much in the first place. You should be very happy that they can support themselves at that age, to be honest. I don't think anyone I know was fully supporting themselves right out of high school. Like, most of us were going to university. Yeah. Don't think anyone worked for that. We're spoiled. Don't worry, kid, you're doing awesome. Find more friends that can support you like this, and you can like maybe even get a bigger place and you can all share it. How to deal with your parents, honestly, I think they'll calm down after a bit, especially if you're willing to help out, even if you're not living there. I mean, I feel a little bad for your brother, because sounds like he's gonna be in for it. Your parents sound a bit crazy. I can't believe they made you pay that much and you're also sharing a room. Yeah. Another way, maybe if you want to keep trying to help them out, ask them to actually tell you how much everything costs. So if you find out that $1,300 is actually the whole mortgage, then you can be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, why are you making me pay so much? You never know. And if it's the majority of the mortgage, you shouldn't even be paying half. You're a friggin' kid. You gotta talk to your parents. Your parents are crazy. Am I the asshole number 3? Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend if she doesn't want to sleep with the cat, she can sleep comfortably at her home? Ooh. I, male 29, moved alone to an apartment 7 months ago and adopted a kitten. Shortly after moving, I met a girl, 25. Things were going well. She stays to sleep one night on weekends. Last Sunday, she came home and we were watching movies. My kitten jumped all over her, biting, playing with her hair. Nothing a baby kitten wouldn't do. After she left, she confessed to me that she didn't like cats one bit. Red flag. And that what my kitten was doing upsets her a lot. I mean, this may be premature, but just dump her now. That I have to find a way she can leave her alone, and that also when she stays asleep, that she, the kitten, doesn't sleep with us. My kitten sleeps with me since I adopted her, and I'm totally okay with that. I told her that although I understood that she is not a cat person, if she does not want to sleep with the cat, she could go back to her home because that was not going to change. Now she's ranting like I choose the cat over her. Am I the asshole? How do I say this not like a bitch? Your girlfriend is a piece of shit. I'm not really a cat person either. Like, if I had to choose dogs or cats, definitely dogs. Dogs are awesome. Angels on earth, the sweetest, like, oh my god, how did humanity get anywhere without dogs? I fucking love dogs. But, like, I don't despise cats. It's not even cats. It's a kitten. Like, a baby cat. Like, these are genetically designed to make you love them because they're so cute. There's actually like a name for like babies being cute so you don't kill them. I can't remember. I'll plop it here. Like, honestly, she's upset by a cat. Also, the cat existed before her. Like, I don't think she's ever going to be able to respect your anything. Like, this is a fucking cat. Like, can you imagine what she's gonna be like if she doesn't like some of your friends or your family members? Like, how can she be upset with the cat? She's not even allergic. She just said she doesn't like them? This is the cutest version of this thing she doesn't like. And then she doesn't care at all that you love the cat. It's your fucking cat. Like, this seems like giant red flags. How are you ever gonna make any decisions with this woman? If a kitten upsets her, how are you going to fix anything ever with her in the future? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too picky. If you're more worried about being alone than what a nightmare she might be in the future, go ahead, stay with her. But honestly, not the asshole. I mean, you are choosing the cat over her, but she put you in that position. Like, you all could have a great time. I mean, the cat doesn't sound like it's being a complete fuckface, so, like, even if it was, that's just, like, you can get around that. If she valued you at all, she wouldn't make such a big fuss about this fucking cat. I think she's a piece of shit. Is that too harsh? I don't care. Last one for today. Am I the asshole for ruining a pregnancy announcement by telling the woman she may have taken the wrong test? My husband and I, 30 male and 30 female, recently invited 8 friends for lunch and were asked if we could also include a new couple, Doug and Sasha, both 30s. We have never met them, but everyone who was invited has, so we said sure. At one point, Sasha needed to use the restroom, and I told her to use the master since the other bathroom was occupied. I was helping my husband finish with food when Sasha came out of the master bawling and holding something in her hand. At first, I thought she hurt herself, but she said something to Doug that caused him to drop to his knees, cry, and begin kissing her stomach. All of our friends began screaming, jumping, and crying. It was insane. Finally, Sasha tells my husband and I that she is pregnant. Of course, we congratulate both she and Doug and gave them a bag for the test, their request. I admit I did find it odd that she brought a pregnancy test and took it at a complete stranger's house, but I did not say that. Once everyone sat down to eat, Sasha said, "OP, I hope you don't mind that I used one of your pregnancy tests. I just saw them and had to." What? That's fucking weird. I responded, confused, "I don't have pregnancy tests." Sasha says yes, in your drawer. I asked Sasha if she meant the blue box in the back of my lower left drawer that was closed. She seemed to realize I was pointing out that she basically snooped and sheepishly said the box said pregnancy for pregnancy test. I said, "Sasha, the brand is Pregmate, and those are ovulation tests. I do not own pregnancy tests. Did you take an ovulation test?" Doug freaked the absolute F out at me, saying his wife is not an idiot. She clearly is. And can read a box. Clearly not. He insisted, "Sasha, get the test out and show me that I'm wrong." Sasha refused, saying she didn't need to prove anything to a complete stranger and insisted they leave immediately. One of the couples thought Doug and Sasha acted ridiculous. The other 3 couples thought I should have pulled Sasha aside to discuss my concerns and said I was an asshole for saying something in front of everyone. Honestly, the whole situation caught me off guard and everything happened so quickly. The whole thing was bizarre and confusing. I just didn't have time to put the pieces together mentally before asking about the ovulation tests. Also, I found out later through one of our friends that Sasha did take an ovulation test and she is not pregnant. Okay, so, these people sound unbearable. First of all, this couple doesn't know you and they're at your house? You'd think they would be quite cautious, or maybe it's just me. For me, if I'm at someone's house that I just met, I am like, don't want to touch anything. I feel so out of place. I feel like, how do you say it? I just feel like I'm bothering them. Like I'm not even friends with them. I'm like in their house and eating their food and like, Also, they didn't even invite me. Your friends invited you to someone else's house? That's like so see, how do you say that in English? But yeah, you just feel bad. Like you're bothering people when you're not supposed to, right? That's the first thing. They seem to have no qualms about going through all your shit. Like, I can't believe she went through all your shit to get a pregnancy test. Like, even if you saw an actual pregnancy test, would you take it? Like, at someone's house? Like, okay, let's say you did take it, but would you tell everybody? Like, I thought the whole thing was that normally if you take a pregnancy test and it's positive, you take another one, like, a bit later or tomorrow just to make sure it's really accurate, and then you have to go to the doctor before confirming, and then don't you usually wait, like, 3 months for the pregnancy to kind of stick, and then you tell everybody? Like, why would you do this at someone else's house? It's so fucking awkward. And, like, honestly, after Doug drops to his knees and cries and everything, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you guys are showboating like crazy. You don't need, like, that's great, but save it for afterwards. You don't need to make this whole show, like, what, are you auditioning for something? You rummage around someone's shit, like, it doesn't make sense. Why would you tell them, like, what the fuck? Also, you can't read. It doesn't even say pregnant on the box. And also, if it was a fucking pregnancy test, it wouldn't say pregnant on the box. As you said, the box said pregnancy. Wouldn't the box say pregnancy test? What if the homeowner was actually pregnant and her pregnancy tests were in there, like the already peed on ones? You don't know what kind of freaks these people are. They keep pee sticks in the house. Why would you snoop around other people's shit, you crazy lady? And what would motivate you to want to pee on the stick to find out if you were pregnant or not right in the middle of fucking lunch? Just go home. Buy it on the way home. If you feel pregnant, Fucking idiot. I can't believe how entitled these people are. You're at a stranger's house. How do you freak out? Clearly your wife doesn't know how to read. Oh, I don't know. I'd be in the same situation. I think if I knew you were snooping around my stuff and then I was like, I don't have any pregnancy tests. Do you mean the ovulation tests that I have? Do you want me to take them out? I really wouldn't have the tact, I think, to be like, oh, that's great. And then like message you later that you might not be pregnant. Like what? I don't have your number. How am I going to tell you afterwards? Like, I don't think you're pregnant. I don't have any pregnancy tests. How are your friends not like, dude, why were you snooping around someone else's house? Like, I would be so embarrassed if I asked if my random friend could go to your house and then they rummage around your shit and then we're now making a scene about this. I would be so embarrassed. Be like, I'm so sorry I brought this piece of shit to your house and then like ruined everything. Sasha refused, saying she didn't need to prove anything to a complete stranger and insisted they leave immediately. Yes, a complete stranger who you're eating at their house. They even let you like go to their master bathroom. Why would you fucking, oh, they are complete strangers. Why would you like, ah. The other thing is, apparently it said the other three couples thought I should have pulled Sasha aside to discuss my concerns. When would you have time to discuss your concerns while they're making a big show of it? Fucking husband's crying and she's celebrating. When are you, like, you could probably have to pull her aside half an hour later after she made the giant fool of herself anyway. Afterwards you'd be like, I don't have it, like, how do you get out of this smoothly? I guess you just let it go and then you let them make a fucking scene in your house and then you pull her aside later like, did you take these ones? They're not pregnancy tests. They're ovulation tests. Maybe go home and check again. I mean, that takes a lot of restraint. At most, I think I would have managed a, like, silent response. But then your friends would probably be like, why aren't you happy for them? They just got pregnant. And I'd be like, well, I don't fucking know them. So, I don't fucking, why are they in my house? I don't know, man. So, I mean, I guess that's it for today because I think that's enough annoyance for today. I mean, if you disagree with me on any of my verdicts, you can tell me in the comments or whatever. So far, I didn't see any assholes, but I guess it's a bit different when they tell only their side of the story. Sure. But yeah, I think that's it for today. So, oh yeah, if you could like click the like button and then like press subscribe because like, yeah, do it. Please. I'm getting old. You can do it as my birthday present. Auntie Elaine is out. Okay, bye.